Hello, this is our first lesson on slope. And in this lesson, by the end of the lesson, you should be able to define slope as a rate of change. Now, slope can be found in four ways. We can find it graphically, we can find it given 2 points, we can find it given a table, or given an actual linear equation. In this lesson, though, we're going to be doing only graphically. Keep things kind of simple here. And so when we're finding slope graphically, we're literally looking at a graph. And we're looking at how the line changes from one point to another. Slope can be considered as a ratio, the ratio of the rise or the vertical change of a line over the run, which is the horizontal change in the line. We like to make these things we call slope steps to help us really identify this rise, this vertical change, and the run. So slope is the steepness of a line as the line moves from left to right. The slope is a ratio. What is ratio? Ratio is a fraction. Think fraction. We're going to, generally speaking, write slope as a fraction unless the slope itself is a whole number, which can be written over 1. So again, it can be written as a fraction. And it's a ratio of the rise, or the vertical change, over the run, which is a horizontal change. The slope of a line for any given line is always constant. It never changes. We refer to it often as a constant rate of change as the line increases. And this is true no matter what 2 points on the line you might choose. It's going to be a constant rate of change. Now look at this. Let me move my picture here a minute. Look at this. These are the 4 different kinds of lines that we're going to see, and it's pretty important that you memorize this. Notice I've asked you to copy this in your notebook. Really good idea. Freeze this and copy that down. A line that increases as it goes from left to right is a positive line. One that decreases left to right is negative. A line that has no change as it travels horizontally has a slope of 0. I like to think about the word slope kind of makes us think about a mountain slope, which is why I had a skier on that first frame. And if you think about it, you can see a mountain here going up a mountain as you are positive and going down a mountain as you're negative. But if you get here, there are 0 mountains. 0 mountains. So that's one way you can remember that the slope is 0, because you see 0 mountains here. And it is this fourth one where it's not just that there aren't any mountains, it's just this mountain would be impossible to ski on. I mean, you would just be falling. And whenever we encounter a vertical line, the slope of vertical lines is considered undefined. And I'll explain more later why that is. So when we look at a rate of change, we're in the real world, things that you never even thought of were considered slope. Say you get paid for babysitting or something, you get paid $4 for every 1 hour. That's a ratio. That's a slope. It's a rate of change. 55 miles per hour down the highway. Me as a teacher having 36 students to 1 teacher. Or let's say as you tumble down the hill when you go skiing, you might fall 500 feet per minute. But again, in a line, the slope is always the same. So let me show you how we figure this. And I'm going to do a little thing here. So look. We have a line and it's sloping up like this. In order to find the slope from the graph, what we want to do is we want to plot 2 points. We can choose any 2 points we want on this line, any 2 points. But we want to get points at what we call lattice points. That is where our grid lines are nice and pretty. They're lined up with integers if possible. but definitely on what's called a lattice point. Now, this is at -3, 3, and this one's at 3, -1. But we want to find the rise and the run. It's always good to draw lines. That's what I like to do. So I'm going to choose a blue line here to show you the rise. So it rises from here straight up. You go straight up. Remember, we're making slope steps. So we rise straight up. How far did we rise? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We rose 8 units. Now we're going to run over to this line. Let's run over here. I'm going to run all the way over here. Let's see how far we ran. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we ran 12 units. So if we're looking at rise over the run, there's my ratio. My rise is 8. My run is 12. You should always reduce the slope ratio. So if we reduce this, we would get 2 over 4. No, 6. No, 4, 3. Goodness gracious, where's my math? 2 over 3. Next, we have to look at this line and think about those 4 types of lines. As this line travels from left to right, as it goes from left to right, it is decreasing. Therefore, the slope of this line is equal to a -2 over 3. No matter what 2 points I choose on this line, I'm going to experience a rise of 2 and a run of 3. I'm going to rise 2, run 1, 2, 3. Rise 2, run 3. Rise 2, run 3. Rise 2, run 3. So my slope is -2 over 3. These are the notes. I'll move this out of our way. These are a good thing to put in your notebooks. So, in other words, what we have here, you need to find 2 pretty points, that is lattice points. Mark them with points. Using the point furthest to the left, you're going to rise until you're even with the second point, and then run till you land on that second point. Write it as a ratio. Identify the line as positive or negative, and then simplify your answer, and you've got rise over run. Let's do an example together. So here we are. This line, let's see what my rise is. I'm going to rise up. Anybody ever see Hamilton? There we go. Let's see what our rise and run are. So on my rise, I went 1, 2, 3, 4 points, and I ran 1 point. I look at my line. I notice my line is negative. My slope is 4 over 1, and it's negative, or I would simplify it to just -4. Look at this one. I'm going to make it red. Let's look at my rise. I rise up. I run over. Let's count those points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At a rise of 6, a run of 1, 2, 3. So my rise over run is 6 over 3. I look at the line and I notice that it is increasing. So it is a positive slope. I will simplify this to 2. Look at this one. Oh, wait a minute. I don't need to do anything. I know that this is a vertical line. What do I know about vertical lines? They're impossible. I know that the slope of this one is undefined. And final example, this is obviously a horizontal line. It doesn't change, so the slope here is 0. This has a slope of 0. One more quick example. Rise, run. It's positive 2 over 3. 2 over 3. Negative line. Both of these are negative. I'm just going to pick 2 points. Lattice point. Let's see if there's another. Oh, there's a lattice point. Rise 1, 2, 3. Run 1, 2. Negative 3/2. Hope this was a helpful lesson. Have a great day. This was Slope Graphically. And let me see if I can turn off this.